welcome to Energy of. Today is the 22nd of April. We are walking on a new moon in Taurus. There's a Venus retrograde. There's a lot of things that are happening that are, to my view, it is shattering. Shattering. I don't know how to say this word. It's just breaking open, and because it's all about this Venus, it's breaking open our values, our love, but more importantly, our values on love, like our constructs, our beliefs on love and what is love, and kind of accessing deeper. So my morning was very much this. It was considering what was happening yesterday, what I would like to happen in the future, and I have considered just vulnerability and how it has been construed and misconstrued as being like a victim, acting like a victim, being in codependent relationships, being codependent ourselves, and not knowing how to differentiate the two, differentiate being vulnerable and being open to love, and opposite that we have being a victim, which is kind of dropping your responsibility onto the other person, which is not an act of love. It's attention seeking, and I'm not here to judge it. I'm just saying that it's a form of emotional manipulation in order to serve yourself rather than serve the other. So it's not love. So bizarrely, to some people, me included, those two look the same. Being vulnerable looks like acting like a victim, victimizing oneself. So I've really dig down into my own shame and my own judgment of, opening yourself to love or opening yourself to someone and sharing your deepest depth. And I have tried, I've understood what is love, but I've also not understood what it was in my past stories, and I'm trying to just be present with all of myself and understand deep down that because of what I've witnessed in my life, in my childhood, and what I've been asked to do and how I've been emotionally manipulated, I have misunderstood the language of those kind of very important emotions in love and life. And I channeled the Akashic Records to ask for more guidance and to be just tell me I don't understand. There's a wall there, I can't cross. I can't understand what intimacy and love would look like, because to me it just looks like I'm a horrible person dropping my shit on them. One of the messages was, yeah, but you were not with people you could trust. So you didn't know how to enter a space where you trust someone, because to be vulnerable, you have to be with people that are trustworthy and that you can trust and that you are trusting them, which is not something that happens on the first day. So that was a way of, removing a little bit of the judgments that I had on my past, but also they also showed me this very concise, clear-cut thing where I've been emotionally manipulated by people who were acting vulnerable, but in reality were dropping their responsibilities onto me so that I would take care of it. So I have grown wary and judgmental at some point, because I was, being taken advantage of in the name of love, but that wasn't love. So that's when I understood that the message is, you have to know the different shades of every, there's a spectrum, and you have to learn the shades, because some people have learned it because they've been, exposed to different situations and different parenting and different things. And for me, I just didn't know the language where you trust people. So you open yourself. And that's it. You're just being listened. And you don't do it because you want to manipulate them. You just share you just share for the sake of sharing because you trust them with a little part of yourself. And I didn't know that. Like I don't know that. I haven't experienced that because my past, that's it. But maybe that relates to you. So I'm guessing this video will not be for the 100% people, but for the people who have been traumatized, who have problems with trust, who have been used, and who feel like they're using people. They don't understand because they have impulses, like they want to share stuff about their story, they want to share stuff with their loved ones about where they are at, and they just want to share, but suddenly they feel this imprint of, you know, using them, and they're not, and they don't have the intentions of using them, but they have this background story saying you're just using them, but you're not, but you still don't understand, and so you feel like you're a bad person. And there's a lot of people who have these feelings of inadequacy and feelings of being an imposter, or, you know, being like, those things are looking back at us because we've been in the other situation where we've been the victims of, not victims, but we've been the subjects of such actions, and now we're in the situation where we are feeling those natural human impulses. Like everyone has natural human impulses, like we want to have compassion, we want to forgive, we have anger, we have sadness, we have all those things, but they are codified according to what has happened in the first 7 years, the first 14 years, the first 21 years of our lives, and that's it for everyone. And they have different codifications because we don't especially learn from our experiences now as adults or young adults. We refer to what we've been experiencing in the past. So today's energy feels a lot like we are finally getting some push into facing our worst fears and being brave through that, and not even worst fears, seeing the shame and judgment, because those two are, you know, there's one judging, there's one feeling ashamed. We might have those two people within us, and facing that and trying to be like, what, you know, asking yourself the questions, what am I feeling? Am I casting judgment? Am I ashamed? Am I, you know, all those things. So that might help. I hope it helps. Let me know. To be, you know, you have different tools. For me, it looked a lot like writing. It looked a lot like asking questions, accessing my guides, going into the Akashic Records, seeing what I want, you know, asking myself, like, even when I was, you know, shuffling my cards, I was getting the info before the cards because I was getting my intuition, not especially my guides, but my thing, like, I actually want this and I'm actually afraid of this. So that was very interesting. And if you know, if that helps, you can get around and see my different teachings, my different videos, or you can access my offerings, and I would love to help you figure that out. But feel that, and nothing is final. So if you feel the shame or if you feel the judgment right now, it's bound to dissipate after you've processed and felt it. So be strong. Take care. Thank you. Bye.